Greetings all! Today, we will be examining the relatively common normal-type Pokemon Minccino, the Chinchilla Pokémon, and its rare evolution Cinccino, the Scarf Pokémon. As members of the genus Chinchillidae, the members of the Minccino family are fairly simple rodents that can still hit with decent force and speed despite their otherwise simplistic forms. Minccino possess fairly small, stout bodies with gray hair covering their entire form, save for the tips of their ears and tail, which are white, and have fairly short arms and legs with 3 digits on each and red markings on their palms. Their head is disproportionately large compared to the rest of their body, and they are adorned with fairly large ovoid ears with red flesh on the inside, as well as a very small nose, a normally pleasant grin, and large gray eyes that shine brightly in light. They additionally possess a 2-part tuft of hair in the middle of their forehead, and have 2-pronged tufts of hair that cover the lower parts of their ears, as well as a long, sturdy tail with small crests of hair along its edge. Their evolved form, Cinccino, possess a very similar body form, though the tufts of hair near their ears now have 3 parts, and their central tuft of forehead hair has grown into a 2-part, thick, luxurious crest of hair. This massive crest of hair flows down and around their body, wrapped around them intentionally to keep it from dragging on the ground, and their tail has similarly changed form to match the light and fluffy appearance of this coat of hair, granting the creatures an extremely elegant and adorable appearance as a whole. In part due to their close genetic relationship with them, the members of the Minccino family are fairly simple creatures that share much in common with standard chinchillas and generally behave in the same manner. They are primarily herbivorous by nature and feed on a number of different root vegetables and berries for sustenance. But while their relatives might be a bit on the skittish side, these creatures generally have no problems interacting with other life forms and are usually quite friendly, making it very easy to play with them as either a pet or a Pokemon on one's team. Unfortunately, because of their basic nature, these creatures generally do not have much to offer in the way of move variety, dominantly learning only normal type attacks with few exceptions, but they are not completely limited to physical attacks, as their high-pitched screeching can be put to use in a number of sound-based attacks, as can their ability to use moves like Swift at a decently young age. What does help these creatures stand out somewhat, though, are their tails. While they might look quite fluffy from afar, in reality, their tails are packed with a tremendous amount of muscle tissue and are incredibly stiff. With a bit of training, these tails can serve as the basis of their signature attack, the Tail Slap attack, which is a powerful multi-strike attack that can hit fairly hard even if it isn't any more accurate than other basic multi-strike attacks, and is only learnable as an egg move outside of this family by a handful of Pokemon. As a result of their reliance on this move in close quarters as their primary means of dealing consistent damage once they acquire it, as well as their overall adorable appearance, these creatures can normally possess the cute charm and technician abilities as base abilities, and, if they are particularly skilled at using their tail to attack repeatedly, can further possess Skill Link as a hidden ability. In terms of stats, in looking at Cinccino, their overall bodies are not that resilient to attack, and their ability to wield special attacks is fairly limited despite the fact that they learn several naturally, leaving their base HP, defense, special attack, and special defense stats below average for a fully evolved normal-type Pokemon. Even so, their sturdy tails and impressive agility help them out in making their base attack and speed stats above average for a fully evolved Pokemon of their type, giving them at least something to make them a potential threat on the battlefield outside of the unusual array of attacks they gain access to after evolution. The simple-minded nature of Minccino can make them good Pokemon to start one's journey with if they don't have other options, and they just as well make great pets. But those that choose to pick one up should be aware beforehand that they are notorious clean freaks. Because their soft fur tends to pick up a static charge very easily, and thus sticks to other objects readily, in order to keep their body free of dirt and debris, They clean themselves regularly going so far as to greet other Minccino by rubbing each other with their tails, as it is with this appendage that these creatures not only groom and clean themselves, but also their surroundings. Due to the issues their fur presents with easily picking up debris through its static charge, these critters will use their tails to sweep their habitats and keep them as tidy as they physically can to minimize the amount of material that might get stuck to them simply by moving around. They will do this on a constant basis to keep their home clean, and will flip out if someone makes a mess in their habitat, mopping up everything in their vicinity with their tails, and, once their tail is caked in dirt from cleaning their home or themselves, taking an entire day to clean their tails in clear spring water. This obsession with cleanliness may occasionally even lead these creatures to steal dirty objects from others in order to clean them out of instinct, though they will always return said items when they are done, making their worst trait little more than a minor annoyance, and as a whole, making them one of the safer and more fun-loving of Pokemon out there to interact with. Although Minccino are normally incapable of evolution, they will mutate when exposed to the radiant energy of a shiny stone, allowing them to transform into the unusual Cinccino and gain a host of new powers in the process. Evolution grants these creatures a long, flowing two-part crest of hair on their head with a similar growth of hair on their tail, with the former being so long that these creatures keep it tied as a scarf around their body to keep it from dragging on the ground. The flowing white hair is special because it is constantly bathed in an oil secreted from pores in the skin of Cinccino that granted a number of unique properties. For one thing, the oil acts as an anti-electrostatic, preventing the hair from building up a static charge and making it exceptionally easier for these creatures to keep their hair clean at all times, additionally presenting a slick surface that keeps dirt from sticking to it through physical contact alone. Secondly, this slick nature also serves to make these creatures' fur very smooth and renders them difficult to grab a hold of, allowing them to easily slip through the grasp of opponents and prove to be difficult to physically catch. Thirdly, when the oil hardens, it makes their fur incredibly flexible and capable of absorbing both kinetic and non-kinetic energy and reflecting it to some degree, allowing these creatures to in turn reflect minor physical attacks like punches and even some special attacks as well, though it doesn't necessarily add much to their overall base defensive stats. The oil itself has use outside of these creatures as well, as it is often used as a potent treatment for bad skin conditions, even if it is a bit expensive to acquire. In addition to all of this, the length and sturdy nature of the hair can allow these creatures to effectively use their hair crest as a slingshot for firing minor projectiles, granting them access to the Bullet Seed and Rock Blast attacks immediately after evolving, and in turn providing them a degree of natural diversity not seen in many other normal-type Pokemon. As a whole, the properties exhibited by the hair of Cinccino have made them the subject of great interest among many groups, even among global militaries for use in the construction of body armor. But science has sadly been unable to fully synthesize the unique chemical structure of the oil efficiently so far, making the genuine original source and nothing else the only source where this oil and the special powers it grants these creatures can be found, in turn rendering them unique fighters that truly have to be seen in action to be believed to be serious contenders. While they might be fairly simple in form for the most part, compared to other more advanced normal-type Pokemon, the members of the Minccino family are fun critters to work with and can definitely pull more than a few surprises out when needed. You might have to go out of your way and find a rare evolutionary stone to maximize their overall power, but considering their surprising agility and decent physical might, it can definitely be worth it if you're willing to bet on them as a wild card. If you really want to make use of them though, do yourself a favor and try to be as clean as you possibly can when around them. They might not have to worry about it too much once they evolve, but given how much of a neat freak they can be initially, you'd be a fool to have to witness them throw a hissy fit and run away just because you couldn't be bothered to take care of yourself and the environment around you. Thank you all for watching this video. It is always an honor to be able to speak with you all on the subject of Pokemon in a way that brings me great joy and happiness in my work. If you would like to keep tabs on past and future work, click that subscribe button, check out my work on DeviantArt, and don't be shy about following me on Twitter, where you can find pertinent announcements on upcoming work before it is officially posted. Links to both can be found in the video description. If you would like to support my work and help Miguel and I continue to produce more content for you and improve upon our presentation, please visit us at my Patreon page, which you can also find a link to in the video description.
Yeah, no.
With that, I thank you for watching and I wish you well.